नमः सुन्दरनाथाय तस्मै हालास्य वासिने चतुष्षष्टि विधालीला येनाकारि भुवस्थले श्रीमत्सुन्दरनाथस्य देवीं शफरलोचनां कलये हृदये नित्यं कदम्ब वनवासिनीं पूतं स्वतः पूततरं ततो यद्गङ्गं पयः शङ्करमौलिसङ्गा तत्पातु मातुः प्रणयापराधपादाहते पूततमं ततो नः. We've just started the third Sarga and 7 shlokas are up. From the beginning, we found that the first padalam, the first Leela of Shiva has started in this third Sarga. The description starts with Indra's Sabha and how directly Nilakanta Dikshita just goes into the story as such, because he has to cover all 64 in one kavyam, right? So he starts off with Indra sitting in his sabha, Sudharma, tatra digishai saha mantra prakaram varnayati tatra, mantranam karoti. In the sense he does counseling and discusses with his mantri. Digishaha, all the Dikpalakas are his mantri here. And more than a discussion, it seems as if Indra had decided that he is going to kill Vritrasura, and that too he is going to adopt a chalam, dambhav. That is, he is going to adopt a very deceitful manner. In the Halasya Mahatmyam, what the backstory that I think I said halfway there. So what happened was they all went and tried to face Vritrasura. Vritrasura was growing in stature and in power. When they tried to attack him, Indra's Vajrayudha was destroyed completely. And then Vishnu reminded them that it was Dadichi who had eaten all of the Ayudhas. And so you have to go and get your Ayudham from him. So Indra brought that Ayudham from there, by which time Vritrasura ran into the Samudram and started doing tapas. So the point where this Sarga starts is Vritrasura is already doing tapas, and Indra says this is the right time to go and kill him because he has no support, nirashrayaha, and ashankitaha. He is fearless. He is not fearing any attack from anywhere because he is inside the Samudram on some island there. So he says, if you think that because we are adopting this deceitful manner, we have become asuras, he says, the moment we started thinking about killing others, we have already become asuras, he says. Right? So, what he says is there are 3 things that made them asuraha. The first thing was when they decided to kill. In fact, even when he did the Gurudroham, that itself was the first asuratvam that he displayed. 1 minute, I had made a note of all those 3. I'm just trying to figure out where that is. So the first one is Asura Bhavam, where the when he had ignored Guru and he was looking at Tilottama in the Sabha, that itself was the first Asuratvam. Asuratvam. The next one was when he killed Vishwarupa. He did the Shirachedam for Vishwarupa. And the third one was thinking about killing this person, Vritra. Okay. So, iti vadini vallabhe suranam anujagnyuhu haridishwaraha saharsham prakritirhi apathe ruchihi prajanam kimuta swamini tadrishe api labdhe. So when even a Prabhu wants to go in that kupatham, in the kumarga, then what can the praja do? They are very happy to follow him. Yatha raja tata prajaha. So they will also follow him because they are afraid to tell him anything. If you have studied Shukana's Upadesham in Kadambari, this is very familiar because generally Adhipaha, he will talk about how kings behave in such a manner that, they don't listen to anybody else. So it is best to, there are more sycophants for a king than people who will properly advise. So Shukanasa warns Chandrapeda there not to fall into such the loop, the trap of these sycophants who come and always praise you and not give you proper advice. Nilakanta Dikshita also points out that later, a few shlokas later. So, when the natural behavior of prajaha, it is a liking towards wrong path is the nature of subjects. And when the king also decides to take on such a wrong path, they also say yes to it. So the Digishwaraha also accept saharsham with happiness, because they are not going to be the people who are going to go and kill Vritrasura directly. So they will not be affected. They are only people who do amodanam. Yes, what you're doing is right. That's all they're doing, right? So saharsham anujagnyuhu, they gave permission to him. Angi chakrahu. Now the story will go really fast, because he wants to describe, I think, the Brahmahatya and how Indra goes around Bhumi to every Tirtha trying to find out a proper place to get rid of this Brahmahatya. So Sahi Yatra Tapaschakara Vritraha Tadanuprapya Tapovanam Mahendraha Paramena Samadhina Upavishtam Pavinatam Vinipatayam Babhuva. Sahi Vritraha Yatra Tapaha Chakara Yatra Yasmin Pradeshe Vritraha Saha Vritraha Itukte Purvam, how he had gotten how Vritrasura had become really big, right? Vridya Upachitya, because of his power that he had attained. And Tadrishaha Vritraha, Savritraha, Tapaschakara. He was doing tapas in one particular place. Yatrahi, yasmin sthale, saha tapaha chakara, tat tapovanam. Tapovanam is not only in the Bhumi Pradesham, it can also be inside the Sagaram, because once again, they will ask Agastya to swallow the entire Samudram so that he can fight Vritrasura. Because there is no long fight, he just goes there directly and cuts off the head. I think Agastya could give back the Samudram, and it was only during the Kalanemi or Kaleya's fight, Indra, the Devas and the Kaleyas were fighting for a longer time, and so Agastya's Samudram got digested within him. That was the second time. So this Agastya seems to be famous for drinking the ocean completely. So this one, Nilakanta Dikshita doesn't mention it here, parantu halasya mahatmye to uktam eva, tatra dvivaram saha samudrapanam akarotu iti. So yatra saha vritraha yatra hi tapaschakara yatra saha tapaha kurvannasit tat tapovanam sagarantaripe iti purvameva uktam. Tari tasya tapasya karanartham yat uchitam sthanam bhavati tadrisham tapovanam asti tatra tat tapovanam anuprapya gatva. After going to the Tapovanam, sacred place where Vritra was doing his tapas, Krishna, Anuprapya, Mahendraha Paramena Samadhina Upavishtam Tam Pavina Vinipatayam Babhuva. So, Mahendra, Purandara, Indra, with his Pavihi Nama Vajrayudham. So with his weapon, Pavihi, Pavina, Vinipatayam Babhuva, he killed him, Ahanat. So Katham Asit Saha, Samadhina, Paramena Samadhina, Upavishtam Tam, Vritrasura, who was seated in great meditation, Paramena Samadhina, Chitta Aikagrena Saha Upavishtaha Asit, Tam Vritram Vajrayudhena, Vinipatayam Babhuva, he killed him. One shot over. So, Savritraha Sahi Yatra Tapaschakara Vritraha Tadanuprapya Tapovanam Mahendraha Paramena Samadhina Upavishtam Pavina Tam Vinipatayam Babhuva. Krita Krityam Amum Nivartamanam Kiyadapya Apratisandhanam Sandadhanamenaha Vikrita Vapusha Vikirnakeshi Samameva Anusasara Vritrahatya. Kritarkrityam amum nivartamanam kiyadapi enaha apratisandadhanam the enaha word can go with this, or it can also go with the word vritrahatya. Then there will be no karma for this part. That's why I have taken this enaha to this apratisandadahanam. So enaha is papam, without even thinking that he had done a papam. Kiyadapi ityukte stokamapi managapi, even a little bit he did not care. Apratisandadhanam, all of these are adjective to Indra. So now Indra, who had killed Vritrasura, he thought of himself as a kritakritya. Kritakritya is yata kartavyam tat krityam kritam yena iti. So nishpadita kartavyaha iti atmanam manyamanaha saha. So he thought of himself as a person who had accomplished what had to be done. So kritakrityam nivartamanam, and because he had accomplished what had to be done, he was returning to Sudharma. When he was returning, nivartamanam kimapi enaha kiyadapi enaha apratisandadhanam. Pratisandadhati ityukte chintayati. So pratisandhanam is chintanam. Kimapi chintanam vina apratisandadhanam. Enaha. So about regarding what? He had no thought about the sin that he has committed. Number one, he had killed a Brahmin because it was Twashta's son, Vritra. Number two, he was unarmed. Number three, he was also doing dhyanam. This is not the time to do shiraschedam for Vritrasura. So it was a papam that he had incurred. Enaha ityukte aghaha, papam. So kiyadapi papam apratisandadhanam, he did not think about. Even even that papam that he had done, even a little bit he did not think about. So kiyadapi apratisandadhanam ityukte, so the kiyadapi goes with thinking. So he did not even think even a little bit about the papam that he had performed, and he was returning. He thought of himself as a person who had accomplished everything. So kritakrityam nivartamanam kiyadapi enaha apratisandadhanam amum indram vikirnakeshe vritrahatya anusasara samameva anusasara. At the same time that he was moving, this vritrahatya sin of Vritra's killing, it took on a form, and anusasara, it followed him in the chaya rupena, like a shadow, it followed him. Samameva ityuktam khalu atra tari chaya rupena, in like a shadow, it just went along with him, followed Indra at the same time. How was this Vritrahatya? She was Vikrita, Vapusha Vikrita Asit. Vapusha is in Tritiya Vibhakti here, and Vikrita is an adjective to Vritrahatya. So Vikrita Swarupa sa, athava asamskrita, someone who had not done decorations or anything. Papam tu katham bhavet. Papam is an ugly thing. It's not something nice and beautiful to follow you, right? So Vikrita, Vapusha Vikrita, who was terrible in form. Vikirnakeshi, scattered hair. Samameva anusasara, Vritrahatya samameva anusasara. So it was as if this Vritrahatya, the killing of Vritra, that papam had taken a form. Dhrita sharira iva, Vikrita veshasa, Vikirnakeshi, all her hair was scattered around, and she followed Indra wherever he went. Kritakrityam amum nivartamanam, kiyadapi apratisandadhanam enaha, Vikrita vapusha vikirnakeshi samameva anusasara vritrahatya. Punaretya yathapuram sudharmam puruhutas tuvatos visrijya devan avarodham abhiksuhu aluloke vishatim swena sahaiva vritrahatya. As before, Yathapuram, he comes back to Sudharma. Indra, because he has performed something that has to be done, right? If nobody went there. Everybody wanted a representative to carry out this bad decision that they had made. And Indra was the person who did that. So Puruhutaha Punaha Yathapuram Etya. Yathapuram, Yathapurvam. Yathapuram is a there is a sutram called Yatha Sadrishye, Yatha Asadrishye iti. Yatha Purvam combines together to make Yathapura. So Yathapuram is Yathapurvam, just as before. He came back to as if nothing had happened, as if he had just done something that had to be done. It was his duty, and he did that. He performed that. So Yathapuram Sudharmam Punaha Etya. He came back to his court, Sudharma, again. And Puruhutaha, everybody started praising him now. Stuvataha, sorry. Anusasara is lit lakara. Yes, dhatu is sri dhatu. Okay. Yathapuram Sudharmam Punaha Etya Stuvataha Devana Visrijya. Devas are all praising him here. Stuvan Devaha Stuvataha Devana Dvitiya Bahuvachanam Tatra. So Stuvataha Devana Visrijya Gamyatamiti Upadati Saha Anujanati. Tarhi te api gachanti, and he also goes to his avarodha, the female quarters. So the devas are all praising him because he had killed Vritrasura, a potential threat. And after they had praised him, he dismissed them. Okay. So tan sarvana devana visrijya, after dismissing them, gamyatam iti uktva, avarodham abhipsuhu, avarodham antahpuram. He wanted to go into the avarodha, which is the antahpuram. So wishing to enter abhipsuhu. Abhipsuhu here is abhi upasarga ap dhatu, aptum ichuhu. So praptum ichuhu. In order to, he wanted to go into the avarodham, which is the antahpuram. And as he was entering, he also saw Vritrahatya entering along with him. Svena Sahaiva, along with him, Svena Sahaiva, Vishatim Vritrahatyam Aluloke. Vishati is in Shatrapratyam here. Antaha Agachantim Vritrahatyam, Vritrahanana Rupam Tam Apashyat Aluloke. Aluloke, again, Lokate is seeing, Alokate is also looking at something. Aluloke is lit lakara here. Punaretya Yathapuram Sudharmam Puruhutaha Stuvataha Visrijya Devan Avarodham Abhipsuhu Aluloke Vishatim Svena Sahaiva Vritrahatyam. Svena Sahaiva, along with him, he saw that Vritrahatya also entering inside the Avarodha. He got afraid because it was following him everywhere. Immediately he left. He ran away, actually. Abakirya pavim vikirya keshan asamalochya krityam aptavargaihi sataya anugataha palayata drak samareshu apratimalla sahasaha api. Indra, so samareshu apratimalla sahasaha. Indra had a dhairyam, viryam, which was unrivaled. Nobody could stand in front of him. Pratimallaha is, Malla is always like somebody like a wrestler. You can say it is because Tamil we say Mallyuddham is more like a wrestling. Mallaha is an opponent. You can say a Shatru also as a Mallaha. Pratimallaha is a Shatru. So Mallaha is a participant or someone who is an adversary, who is a person who is your equal. So Pratimallaha is one who is standing Pratipakshe sthitaha Mallaha. So one who is an adversary or a enemy. So Pratimalla, Apratimalla Sahasaha. So Pratimallaha yasya na vidyate tadrisham sahasam tasya vartate. Yasya Indrasya. So apratimalla sahasaha saha. He had a strength which was unrivaled. Or sahasam can also mean an action. Every action that Indra takes is that cannot be countered at all. So apratimalla sahasaha api kutra samareshu yuddheshu. This is not a yuddham, right? This Vritrahatya following him in the form of a shadow. There is no direct fight here. So what does he do with that? If it is a direct sammukha yuddham chet, tatra purataha sthitva saha sarvan yuddham shaktaha bhavati. It is very easy for him to show his display of bravery, and then he can kill anybody who is in front of him with this vajrayudham. But this is one silent enemy here which is following him. He doesn't know how to என்ன புடிச்சு வச்சு நேர நிறுத்தி வச்சு சண்டை போட முடியாது. அதனால he didn't know what to do about it. So samareshu eva apratimalla sahasaha api, even though he was a person who had an unrivaled strength in battlefield, he ran away. Pavim avakirya, he dropped his weapon. Avakirya is nikshipya. Avarodham agatya tatra pavim avakirya, weapon, his vajrayudham, he placed his weapon, and then Keshan Vikirya. Keshan Vikirya, he didn't wantedly remove his hair like that. So what he probably did was he must have tied up his hair to go and fight. And then when he came in, he did not even think to alankaranam kartavyam iti tasya chinta nasti tatra. So with the hair disheveled, he had just scattered his hair. Keshan Vikirya analochya krityam aptavargaihi saha analochya without discussing the course of action, krityam, what has to be done, with his aptavargaihi, with his suhrijjanaihi. Before doing this, before going and killing Vritrasura, he had a court and he was discussing it in the court. But here, to run away, it is a shameful thing to do, right? Because he was afraid of this Brahmahatya that was following him continuously. So he ran away from there. Asamalochya, without even consulting his friends, aptavargaihi asamalochya, krityam asamalochya, without thinking about the what action to be done, the course of action, without consulting his friends, saha taya anugatas sanna, taya vritrahatya anugataha sanna, he was followed by vritrahatya, the killing, that papam, and drak palayata. Drak, quickly, shigrameva palayata, he ran away. Adhavat avakirya pavim vikirya keshan asamalochya cha krityam aptavargaihi sataya anugataha palayata drak samareshu apratimalla sahasaha api. Apatham tad apikshnam adritam yaihi api sakshad upadishtam aditascha jahasuhu prathamam te eva shakram prakritinam prabhavatsu ayam swabhavaha. Tat abhikshnam adritam yaihi. So what will people do as soon as he starts running away, right? The people will laugh at him. So that's what happened to Indra also. He took responsibility. He should have taken responsibility for that Vritrahatya. He should have asked what to do about it, and but instead he ran and hid. So before that, when he started running, Draka Palayata, he started running, people were not concerned there. Those who had advised him before to go in this wrong path, apatham adritam yaihi. Yaihi, by those people, abhikshnam, muhurmuhu, continuously, apatham adritam, tat apatham adritam. That wrong path was adritam. Adritam ityukte angikritam. Those who had accepted the wrong path repeatedly. It is in passive voice and I am saying it in active voice in English. So, yaihi tat apatam abhikshnam adritam. The wrong path that was accepted again and again, repeatedly by those. Instead of that, we'll just take it as those who accepted the wrong path repeatedly. The sense when Shatru Jayadi apadaha yada bhavanti tada indraha tu sarvan prichatyeva kim kartavyam iti. Parantu, when he also asks them, he doesn't ask them, how do we do this? He says, I have come to the decision that I cannot directly fight with them. I have to use the wrong path. Right? Apatam ashritya eva saha gantum ichchati. Tarhi, what do the others do? Digishaha and other suraha, other amatyaha who are there, his ministers and everybody, they agree to it again and again. Abhikshnam muhurmuhu. Adritam, adritya tenaiva patha gantum te upadishancha. Upadishtam aditaha cha sakshat. If they looked at him directly, sakshat aditaha, from the beginning, prarambhataha eva upadishtam. They had also given him an advice about the same thing, to go in that wrong path from the beginning, because they are afraid. See, the thing that Nilakanta Dikshita is suggesting here is, yakopi balavan prabhu bhavet, saha tu apatena gantum ichchati, tarhi tam nivarya. If another person comes and stops him from going in that wrong path, then he is bound to be punished. Right? Instead of getting into the wrong side of the Prabhu, it's better to accept that and laugh at him later. Te eva kumarga upadeshtaraha ye santi te eva prathamam. They were the first people whoever advised him to go in that wrong path, and whoever accepted whatever he said repeatedly again and again, they were the first people. Te eva prathamam shakram jahasuhu ityukte shakram vilokya jahasuhu. Has dhatu is an akarmaka dhatu, so you cannot have shakram jahasuhu ahasan. They laughed Indra, tatha, it cannot happen. So we take in another word here, adhyaharyam. So I said shakram vilokya athava shakrasya avastham vilokya avastham prati jahasuhu. So avastha vishaye hasam akurvan. So they laughed at, they were the first people to laugh upon seeing Indra's plight. Now Nilakanta Dikshita gives a Arthantaranyasa at the end. He says, Prakritinam prabhavatsu ayam swabhavaha. Prabhavatsu. Prabhavan, one who has the capability, samarthaha, or powerful person. Balavan. Balavan eva prabhavan. Prabhavan, prabhavatsu janeshu, samartheshu janeshu, prakritinam, prajanam swabhavaha ayameva. This is the attitude of Prakriti. Prakriti actually has many meanings, but what we have seen till now, one is in the earlier shloka we saw, I think in the 6th or 5th shloka, we saw Prakritihi as swabhavaha, nature. But here he uses the word Prakritinam swabhavaha. Tari swabhavanam swabhavaha itina. Atra Prakritihi tu amatyaha ityapi vaktum shakyate. It can also be a subject, prajaha. Amatyaha ye upadeshtaraha asan te api tesham swabhavaha eshaha. So that is one thing. Or people who just follow him, including the amatya. Everybody, right from the amatya to the subjects, all of their attitude towards people who are in power is like this. Ayameva swabhavaha. When a Prabhu is trying to go in the wrong path, anyatha kartum na utsahayanti. They do not prompt him to do something other than that. Everybody is not a Shukanasa here to advise him not to do the wrong thing. So they will only accept it because danda bhayat. They're afraid of getting punished here. So instead, they will prompt him to go in that wrong path, and then when he attains a nicha gati, when he goes that, like what happened to Indra here, they will laugh at him. This is the natural behavior of people. So we should carefully choose our friends for advice. So apatham tad apikshna madritam yairapi sakshad upadishtam aditascha jahasuh prathamam tayeva shakram prakritinam prabhavatsu ayam swabhavaha. Now where did he run, Indra? Vipinad vipinam girim giribhyaha jalarasher jalarashim antatascha jagato jagadapyayam pradhavan mumuche naivataya dhyeva jivaha. So vipinat vipinam pradhavan, everything goes to pradhavan here. It connects to pradhavan. Running from ayam pradhavan, running from one place to another place. So vipinat vipinam, from forest to forest. Vipinaha is vanam. So vanad vanam, girim giribhyaha, from one parvatam to another, from mountains, giribhyaha to girim, to a forest. Jalarashehe jalarashim, from one samudram to another samudram, one ocean to another ocean. Antatascha, at the end, antataha jagataha jagat, from one jagat to another jagat, from Swargalokam to Bhumi. That is where he is going to go for Tirtha Yatra. So jagataha jagat api antataha ayam purandaraha pradhavan palayan, running. Vritra taya vritra hatyaya naiva mumuche. He was never left alone by her. So she did not leave her. Sa tam na mumuche na amunchat. But he was not left alone by her. Gives an upama here. Jivaha dhiya iva. Very beautiful example. See, when a jiva travels from one shariram to another shariram, navani grinnati naroparani. Tatha sharirani vihaya, just as how jirnani, vasamsi jirnani yatha vihaya navani grinnati naroparani. Tatha sharirani navam navani grinnati naraha. So just as how a man, when a cloth becomes very jirnam, he lets go of that cloth and takes up another cloth, new vastram. In the same way, when this body gets jirnam, Atma leaves out this body and goes to another body. This is there in Kathopanishad and in Gita. But then, when that Atma moves from one shariram to another shariram, no matter whatever shariram that may be, either it is Manushya shariram or it goes to an animal's shariram. That's why we have here Vipinate Vipinam Girim Giribhyaha Jalarashehe Jalarashim Jagataha Api Jagat. It can move from any type of body to any other type of body. We don't know. Chaitanyam yatra yatra vidyate tat swarupam grihitum shaknoti atma. When it moves, it does not move, just not only the atma, pure atma does not move. It goes along in one package. I like to call it one potlam. That package has 17 items with it. There are pancha prana, pancha jnanendriyam, pancha karmendriya, manaha, buddhi. So pancha prana, pancha jnanendriyam, pancha karmendriya, these are all 5 plus 5 plus 5, 15. And then manaha, buddhi. Dhihi here is that buddhi that always goes with this atma from one place to another. The jivatma, the moment you call jivaha iti kada vivahriyate, yada shariram grinhati atma, tada eva tasya jivaha iti vyavaharaha. Tatparyantam tu tasya atma ityeva vyavaharaha. Once it takes up that shariram, once it gets associated with ajnanam, that is when an atma has the terminology or samjna of jiva. So jivaha is very careful here. He doesn't use the word atma. He uses the word jiva here. Only a jiva is associated with maya and he takes on a shariram. The moment he takes on a shariram, the outer sthula shariram can become jirnam and he can let go of that. Parantu sukshma sharire buddhihi manaha ityadi dasha indriya pancha pranaha. Pancha prana mano buddhi dashendriyaha. Sukshmangam, this is there in Atma Bodham. This package moves from one shariram to another. So he is constantly, just as how a jiva is followed by his intellect. He is never without his intellect. So yatha jivaha dhiya naiva mumuche. Just as how a jiva is never left out by his intellect, he always travels with his intellect, with his buddhi. Tatha Indra, even if he moves from one forest to another, he always is followed by this Brahmahatya that does not leave him at all. Just like the Sukshma Shariram that goes along with the Atma Swarupam from one body to another body. Vipina Dvipinam. That's why he gives the different areas like a forest, whether it is a forest or a mountain or an ocean or the world. Just as how the jiva can take up either a vriksha shariram or it can take a prani, deva shariram, anything that can be, right? Anything that has a chaitanyam there. Vipinad, Vipinam. I will address the questions at the end. Just one more shloka and then we'll move on to questions. So Vipinad Vipinam Girim Giribhyaha Jalarashehe Jalarashim Antatascha Jagato Jagadapyayam Pradhavan Mumuche Naivataya Dhiya Iva Jivaha. Nipunam Saha Purandaraha Vililye Sarasi Kwapi Saroja Nala Tantau Shatashaha Samupatta Saptatantoho Avalambaya Babhuva Kopi Tantuhu. So he went and hid inside the thread of a lotus stalk. So a lotus stalk, inside the lotus stalk, there are a lot of threads. Generally, you can, in the vaazha naar edukra madri, just as how you can remove the banana strings from a banana tree in the same stalk, in the same way, the lotus stalk is also made up of a lot of strings like that. So in one of those strings, inside the lotus stalk, so saroja nala tantau, kwapi sarasi, or in some lake, or sarasi, kwapi saroja nala tantau, somewhere in some lake, in some lotus stalk, one single thread of a lotus stalk. Saha purandaraha nipunam vililye, he hid himself really well. Vililye layam yati, layat linam bhavati. So laya dhatoho tatra, again it is a lit lakara here. So vililye, he hid himself really well. Nipunam yatha syat tatha vililye tirodadhe. Now, the thing that Nilakanta Dikshita in his second line, he feels very sad for Indra here, and he says, someone who has performed 100 sapta tantu. So sapta tantu is a word for yagam. Samupatta sapta tantuhu indraha. So saptabihi tanyate vistaryate. Sapta here refers to the 7 tongues that Agni has. The 7 tongues of Agni, I'm not sure if I have mentioned it here. Okay. Yes. Kali, Karali, Manojava, Sulohita, Sudhumravarna, Ugra, Pradipta. These are the 7 tongues of Kripita Yonehe, Saptaiva, Kilaha, Katitaha, Jihvaha, Kilaha, Jwala. These are the 7 Jwalas that come from Agni, and they are also called as his tongues. And those tongues are named as Kali, Karali, Manojava, Sulohita, Sudhumravarna, Ugra, and Pradipta. So Sapta Tantu is a word for yaga. Yajna Savo Advaraha Yagaha Sapta Tantuhu. Sapta Tantu, Tantu also means thread. So 7 threads. Shatashaha Samupatta Sapta Tantuhu. If you take it literally with the numbers, he has done this 7th thread 100 times. In the sense, he has done 100 yagas to come to this position of Indra. He is called Shatakratu because he has performed 100 Ashwamedha yagas to come here. Shatashaha 100-fold, one who had performed Samupatta Saptatantoho, Shatashaha Samupatta Saptatantoho, for the one who had performed 100 sacrifices, Avalambaya Koapi Tantuhu Babhuva, some thread became his support here, Avalambaya. Some small lotus stalk became a one who has performed this some 700 times. Take it literally there, then it is a, for him, there was only one thread present. This is like a Virodhabhasa Alankara, where for a person who has 700 threads, there was only one kopi tantuhu eva avalambaya abhut iti Virodhabhasa Alankaraha. Tat pariyarartam tu tantuhu iti tatra agni Agnihi eva tantuhu iti. So sapta tantuhu sapta jihva yasya saha eva agnihi sapta tantuhu iti pariharaha kriyate. Clear? So nipunam saha purandaraha vililye sarasikwapi sarojanala tantau shatashaha samupatta sapta tantoho tasya tantoho iti indrasya visheshanam tatra. Avalambaya kopi tantuhu babhuva. Some random thread became a support for him who had performed 100 yagas. So from the next shloka, it is Nahusha's Varnana. So Nahusha comes to the position of Indra now, seeing that loophole that Indra is absent. And Devas also had no other choice. So they made Nahusha as the Indra. Okay. So any questions? Arun Kumar Modya, you had raised your hand. Namaste.
Can you hear me, madam?
Yes, Shloka.
Can
Hello?
you hear me, madam?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yes.
Ma'am, Indra discussed with his members how to kill Vritrasana. When he got Brahma Hatya, he did not discuss with anybody, and he ran with fear.
Yes.
Does it indicate his quality, or what else it indicates?
It does indicate his quality in the sense, at least from what Nilakanta Dikshita has shown, it says that he did not consult them as such. He just gave him that, okay, this is the plan that I have, and I'm going to follow through. What do you say? Everybody just accepted it because he's a Prabhu, he's a powerful person. So they were afraid of that also, probably. Pasadiki, this problem is gone if we adopt this method. That's all. They were not far-thinking people to understand that there will be a Vritra. அதேதான். இது என்ன நீலகண்ட தீட்சிதர் சொல்லணுங்கிறதுல எல்லாருக்கும் அப்படிதான் நினைப்பு. கவலையே வேண்டாம். See, that is why Pralayam Modu, 3 worlds are destroyed and again it comes up because you are reducing your punyam in Swargam. Krine punyam artilokam vishanti. The moment your balance of punya is gone, you are pushed to bhumi. Everybody has the same state. That is also another padavi that you have gotten because you have done a lot of punyam. So you have gone there. And the punyatha அனுபவிக்கிறதுக்கு நீங்க சொர்க்கம் போயிருக்கீங்க. அவளுக்கும் இதுக்கும் வித்தியாசமே கிடையாது. என்ன ஒரே ஒரு இது என்னன்னா, for unless it is a huge hatya like this, வேற opportunity கிடையாது to do wrong things in Swargam. So the only thing that you do is you experience good things and you punyam balance குறைச்சுட்டே வருது சொர்க்கத்துல. அவ்வளவுதான். Heavy ஒரு பாபம் பண்றதுக்கோ இல்ல to accumulate பாபம், there is no chance there as such unless it is some problem like this.
அதே மாதிரி இந்த 17 ஐட்டம்ஸ் ஓட ஒரு ஆத்மா இதோட சொன்னீங்க இல்லையா, தியா அது வந்து குணான்னு எடுத்துக்கலாமா இல்ல புத்தின்னு மட்டும் எடுத்துக்கலாமா?
புரியல. என்ன
தியாவோட மனம் மட்டும் தியா இருக்குன்னு சொன்னீங்க இல்லையா?
தீஹீன புத்தி யூசுவலி
அது குணம்னு எடுத்துக்க முடியாது. இந்த இடத்துல புத்தி இந்த எடுத்துக்கணுமா?
குணம்ங்கிறது இஸ் பார்ட். வேர் டஸ் குணம் கம்? குணம் இஸ் ஆல்சோ இந்த மனசனுடைய புத்தியினுடைய சித்தவருத்திகள்ல தானே அது இருக்கு. ஏன்னா இந்த 17 ஐட்டம்ஸ்னு அதனாலதான் சொன்னேன். தீஹி இஸ் ஜஸ்ட் அ ரெப்ரசன்டேட்டிவ் உபலக்ஷணையா. ஹி இஸ் டாக்கிங் அபவுட் தி என்டையர் சூக்ஷ்ம சரீரம். ஹி இஸ் நாட் டாக்கிங் அபவுட் ஒன்லி தி புத்தி. சரியா?
ஓகே.
ஓகே. Shankari Mhodaya.
Namaste Mahodaya.
Namaste.
संशयद्वयम् अस्ति. सप्ततन्तुः काली एवं दर्शितवती किल?
Yes.
सप्तज्वालाः वा?
सप्तज्वालाः, सप्तजिह्वा. So for Agni, the jwala eva jihva asti. Jihvanam nama. There is another version that each meter இருக்கு இல்லையா, அந்த மீட்டர் ஜகதி பிருகதி, இந்த மீட்டர் எல்லாமும் உங்களுக்கு வந்து ஆர் த சப்த ஜிஹ்வாங்கிறது ஒரு வெர்ஷன் இருக்கு. பட் இதுவும் ஒரு வெர்ஷன் இருக்கு.
சப்த தந்து இत्युक्ते அக்னிஹி வா? அக்னிஹி
யாகः. சாரி, சப்தபிஹி தன்யதே. சப்தபிஹி ஜிஹ்வாபிஹி அக்னி ஜிஹ்வாபிஹி தன்யதே விருத்திம் கிரியதே. So vriddhihi kriyate tatra. So that which is being increased or that which is being vistaryate, that which is spread because of sapta jihva of an Agni. Any sacrifice has to be done by Agni, with Agni. இல்லையா? அது வந்து அக்னியில தானே போட்டாகணும். So Agni is important and sapta, there are 7 parts to that Agni. So saptabihi tanyate vistaryate iti saptatantuhu yajñah. சப்ததந்துன்னு உங்களுக்கு வந்து அக்னிக்கு பேர் இல்ல, சப்ததந்து யாகத்துக்கு பேரு. அந்த இடத்துல சப்த இஸ் யுவர் ரெப்ரசன்டேட்டிவ் ஆஃப் அக்னி தேர். தன்யதே இதி தந்துஹு. தெர் இஸ் அனதர் வியுத்பத்தி பார்த்தேன், பார்த்து சொல்லிடுறேன். நான் எங்கேயோ அதை மிஸ் பண்ணிட்டேன். ஐ வில் ஆல்சோ செக் தட் அகைன் அண்ட் டெல் யூ. Anybody else? வேற என்ன டவுட் இருக்கா? சொல்லுங்க.
अन्य संशयः इदानीं अन्यदेवाः इतराः तदा अभिप्रायं न उक्तवन्तः, एषः अपि अभिप्रायं न पृष्टवान्, तथापि यदि अस्माकम् आप्तजनाः अपथे गच्छन्ति वयं जानीमः चेत् किन्तु ते न आकर्ण्यन्ते, तदा अस्माभिः किं करणीयम् इति हसनं निश्चयेन न भवति। यदि ते आपति पतन्ति अस्माकं किं महत् कष्टमेव भवति किल।
न वक्तव्यं तु वक्तव्यमेव, तत्र आप्तः इत्युक्ते यथार्थवक्ता. See, he is very careful. Neelakanta Dikshita is very careful in saying that apta vargaihi saha. Initially he was consulting all his ministers and everybody, whereas the apta here refers to an yathartha vakta who talks the truth. நான் தான் அன்னிக்கே சொன்னேனே அப்படின்னு ரெண்டு பேர் இருப்பாளோ இல்லையோ, அந்த ரெண்டு பேர்கிட்ட பயந்துண்டு he doesn't talk to them and he walks off. அதுதான்.
அஸ்து, धन्यवादः महोदय.
Raman sir, சொல்லுங்க.
Last Monday I did not attend the class. அப்ப நீங்க இது ருத்ராசனுடைய பாகவதத்துல வந்து கதை கொஞ்சம் ஸ்லைட்லி டிஃபரெண்டா வருது. அதுல வந்து பிரம்மஹத்திங்க உடனே கொல்ல முடியல அவனால. ஓகே, அவன் 1000 வருஷம் இந்திரனே முழுங்கிடுறான் அவன். ஓகே, ருத்ராசுரன் 1000 வருஷம் உள்ளுக்குள்ளே இருந்து அவனுடைய கழுத்தை வெட்டுறதுக்கு 100 வருஷம் ட்ரை பண்ணி கடைசியில அவனுடைய இது அது பேர் என்னது பிராரப்தம் முடிகிற சமயத்துல முடிச்சான்னு
வருது. இது வந்து ஹாலாஸ்ய மஹத்மியப்படி
பிரம்மஹத்தி இருக்கா. விருத்ரஹத்தி இஸ் பிகாஸ் ஹி இஸ் தி சன் ஆஃப் a brahmana is considered பிரம்மஹத்தி அப்படின்னு.
it is. It's all the same. பிரம்மஹத்யா or விருத்ரஹத்யா ரெண்டு ஒண்ணுதான். ஹாலாஸ்ய மஹாத்மியத்தினுடைய கதைப்படி that's நான் அதை ஃபாலோ பண்ணி சொல்லிருக்கேன், அவ்வளவுதான்.
ஓகே, இது இந்த ஸ்டோரி வந்து how is it tied to the லீலா
வரும், இனிமேதான் வரும். ஆமா, இவ ஏன்னா he roams around பூமி and comes to கதம்பவனம். அங்கதான் வந்து சுவாமிய பாக்கறச்சு அவர்தான் வந்து போக்குறார் இந்திரனுக்கு. பழி தீர்த்த படலம்ங்கிறது இதுதான்.
ஓகே, அதுவும் வந்து இங்க வேற மாதிரி சொல்லிருக்கேன். ரிஷிகளே அஸ்வமேத யாகம் பண்ணி உன்னுடைய பிரம்மஹத்தியை நாங்க வந்து distributed among all the beings.
So that distribution comes here also, but that distribution of that brahmahatya among women, jalam adallam vandu enna vishwarupanna kolnadu. So twashtavudiya modal pulla vishwarupa, he kills vishwarupa first, and adula varra brahmahatya, all of these rishis and everybody, they split it and put it in places in the bhumi. அப்படின்னு பூமியாம் விருக்ஷேஷு ஜலேஷு ஸ்திரீஷு அப்படின்னு சொல்லி அதை வந்து போடுறான். அது முதல்ல. அதுக்கப்புறம் விருத்ராசுரன் கோம் வந்துடுறது துவஷ்டாக்கு, அண்ட் ஹி ஒரு யாகம் பண்ணி அந்த இடத்துல வந்து விருத்ராசுரன் வரான். செகண்ட் டைம் ஹத்யா.
இது விருத்ராசுரனை கொன்னதுனால பயந்து ஓடுனதாக எழுதல இங்க.
இது இருக்கு ஒரு கதை, இது ஸ்காந்த புராணத்துல இருக்கிறதுனால.
அதுக்கு அந்த பயந்து ஓடுறது இருக்க, related to the lions in the forest, அடிச்சு பிடிச்சுன்னு ஓடி முதல்ல எல்லாம் பார்த்தேன். இதுதான். தேங்க்யூ.
नमस्ते महोदय, तत्र मम प्रश्नः आसीत्, तत्र विकृता वपुषा इत्यत्र तस्यां पङ्क्तौ तत्र विकृत् इति क्विबन्तं स्वीकृत्य तकारान्तत्वेन वपुषः शब्दस्य विशेषणत्वेन स्वीकर्तुं शक्नुमः वा इति. विकृतेन रूपेण वृत्रहत्या इति.
तर्हि वपुषा विकृता इति तृतीया विभक्ति भवितव्यमिति.
विकृता इति तृतीयां स्वीकृत्य
कृत् इति करोति इति कृत्वा,
आं तत्र विबन्तेन विकृत् इति कृत्वा तत्र तकारान्तत्वेन तस्य
वक्तुं शक्यते.
विकृता
वपुषा विकृता वपुषा विकीर्णकेशी इति विकृता वपुषा ओके
विकृता वपुषा वृत्रहत्या तम् अनुससार इति एव मन्ये
इत्यपि वक्तुं शक्यते उभे साधु वक्तुं शक्यते I had initially taken it like that but then I wanted it as more simpler explanation. Vikrit, then you'll have to explain that in a with the pratyayam and all that, right? So instead, if you take it as a adjective to vritrahatya, tarhi sulabhaya bhavet.
धन्यवाद.
Okay. Now, Harini, I think, yeah. Namaste. Do you have a question, Harini Modi?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, is it ethical as such that the person who had agreed for Vritrahatya, they have all left behind him and only Vritrahatya had followed Indra? Shouldn't it follow everyone else? That is the ethical, right? It was all of their decision together.
See, Papam has its own way of acting in people. So one is the person who directly killed gets the vritrahatya. The others will incur a different form of papam. That is kevalam amodanam tatra. So kritam, karitam, amoditam. There are three types of papam there. One who does the papam, karitam, one who says you go and do it. One who gives them the instruction to go and do that papam. The third is, what you did is right. Tadrisha, that part is one sect is there, right? Digishaha are just the third section. They are not the ones who carried out the action directly. So the final form of Brahmahatya would only attach to a person who had directly wielded the weapon and killed. The others would not get this Brahmahatya form as such because they were not directly involved.
Okay, ma'am.
நான் என்ன சொன்னாலும் உன் புத்தி எங்க போச்சுன்னு கேட்பானோ இல்லையோ அந்த மாதிரி.
இப்போ இது ஒரு டிவைடடா கிடைக்கும் போது அது எல்லாருக்கும் ஜாயிண்டா கிடைக்கும் அது.
அந்த accepting to even go through that பாப்பம் or டிஸ்கஷனுக்கு இருக்கக்கூடிய அந்த தாட் ப்ராசஸ்ல இருக்கிற பாப்பம் இருக்கும் இல்லையோ மானசிக பாப்பம், that everybody will have.
Okay.
Obviously அது இருக்கும்.
Ma'am, regarding the alankaras, in some portions you had split and told the lines. சில lines வார்த்தைகள் முன்னாடி கொஞ்சம் பின்னாடி சொல்றீங்க. அது எங்க அது மாதிரி படிக்க வேண்டியது இருக்கும் மேம்? எங்க நார்மலா ஸ்ட்ரைட்டா ஒரே லைன்ல படிக்கிற மாதிரி இருக்கும்? எப்படி நாம ஐடென்டிஃபை பண்றது இது நம்ம இப்படி டிவிஷன்ல படிக்கணும்ன்றது? இந்த மாதிரி பிரிச்சு படிக்கிறதா? ஆமா. ஸ்லோகம் லைன்ஸ் போடுறத சொல்றீங்களா இல்ல எனக்கு ஐ டோன்ட் கெட் படிக்கிறது சொல்றேன் மேம். சிலதுல you used to go from one word to the next 2-3 words then joint it like அன்வய பிரகாரம். So that's why நான் இங்க அன்வய பிரகாரம் கொடுக்கிறேன் கீழ. Oh, okay ma'am. So that is the Shloka methodology is different from the prose order. So Shloka it follows the meter. First class I described that, yeah? Yes, so it follows a meter. Whereas when you want to study it, ஒரு sentence வாக்கியத்துல படிக்கிறச்சு அந்த order is very different. So that I write it down here. So I follow this. இதுதான் அன்வயம் usually. Okay. Okay, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Yeah. And I think after probably I think the first 2 classes they've not put, but this PDF will be up in the website. You can go through that. I will ask Sahana to do it. Yeah. It will be done. உங்களுக்கு பார்த்துக்கணும். I wonder this method of this method found in Sanskrit and not anywhere else is a way. எல்லாத்துலயும் இருக்கு. உங்களுக்கு தமிழ்லயும் poetry பார்க்கறச்சு உங்களுக்கு அந்த அரேஞ்ச்மென்ட் இருக்கு. அப்படியே வராது. அன்வயம். Yes. வேண்டிருக்கும். ஓரளவுக்கு வேண்டிருக்கும் நமக்கு. சில ரொம்ப இல்லாட்டா கூட இது இருக்கும். ஏன்னா அந்த மீட்டருக்கு ஏத்த மாதிரி அவ வார்த்தைகள் அங்கங்க போடுவா. பிரிக்க அதுல தமிழ்ல இன்னும் வேற உங்களுக்கு வேற விதமாவே பிரிச்சிருப்பா. அவ அந்த 3 லெட்டர்ஸ்க்கு ஏத்த மாதிரி பண்றச்சே ஒரு வேர்டுனுடைய பாதி அடுத்த வேர்ட்ல போயிடும்.
அது பிரிக்கிறதே நமக்கு வந்து
My God, I have not.
கஷ்டமா இருக்கு. It will be difficult.
Okay. Okay. நான் நினைச்சேன் ஒருவேளையே வந்து they truncated because they மீட்டருக்காக, you know. But இன்னொரு இடத்துலயே போட்டுறாளா?
போட்டுறா. ஆமா, இன்னொரு இடத்துலயும் போடுவா.
Okay. Okay. This sort of thing is unique to Indian languages, you would say? I
don't know.
Because this is really kindling our thoughts. Really.
I don't know. எனக்கு தெரியல.
Yeah.
பார்க்கணும்.
Reading between the lines இருக்கு பாருங்க. நம்ம பண்றது faster, you know.
Right. But someone else with the doubt, Prabhat Singh, I saw you raised your hand. Namaste. Hello. Okay.
Namaste, ma'am.
Namaste.
Sorry, it was inadvertently raised, ma'am. Sorry.
Oh, okay. No problem. That's okay. I was just wondering if you had a question. That's fine. I think that's all are the questions. Okay. We'll meet next week. Namasundaranathaya tasmai halasya vasine chatushshashti vidhalila yenakari bhuvasthale.